Hey Chalk Nation, it's your girl Chalk and I am back with another DIY video. Today's DIY is a little bit different because I've actually never done this before, but I saw this trending on TikTok and I was like, I think I could do that. So with that being said, today I'm going to be dyeing my Nike Vapor Max Plus a whole different color. So we both are going to see how this turns out, which I'm pretty sure is going to turn out great because why? I am the DIY queen, duh. And also, I know you guys like my braids, huh? Aren't they so cute? But guess what? This is a DIY hair hat, a braided hair hat that I made. And if you want to see how I made this hair hat, you have to stay tuned for my next video. So let's get on into this DIY shoe dye tutorial. So these are the products that you'll need for your dye bath. It's called a dye bath. I have some pink dye that I got because I think the shoes will look so good in the color pink, and pink is one of my favorite colors. I also have some dishwashing liquid that you'll just need a squirt of, and then you'll need about a cup of salt and some tongs to pull the shoes out of the dye bath once they're done. So first what you want to do is grab a big pot and fill it up with water. If you don't have a big pot like this, you can also use a big bucket and fill it up with hot water. So what I'm going to do is fill this big pot up, and I'm actually going to boil some water on the stove. What you also want to do is remove your insoles and your shoestrings. And these shoes are like a lime green or like a highlighter green, but it's very light, so I'm hoping that the pink will take to these well, but we shall see. So the water doesn't have to come to a complete boil, it just needs to be hot. And I see the steam coming up off of it, so that means our dye bath is ready. Okay, so we're gonna sprinkle our salt in first, and then I'm gonna add a little splash of dishwashing liquid. Now it's time to add our dye. I did shake it up already, but I'm gonna give it another little shake just to get everything activated, and then we're just gonna pour it in. And I'm gonna take my tongs and mix everything in. And now, let's put our shoes in. Here goes nothing. Okay, so I'm using my tongs to keep my shoes in the dye bath so they don't float up to the top. But keep in mind that when you do this, you should have something heavy to sit on top of the shoes to prevent them from floating to the top. And if you want your shoestrings to be the same color as the shoes, you want to throw those in there as well. So in my case, I do want them to be all the same color, so I'm just tossing in my shoestrings. Okay, we got our shoestrings in there, our shoes in there, and I'm just gonna let this sit for about 30 to 45 minutes. Ooh, look at that color. They came out a totally different color pink than I thought they were gonna come out, but this color is fire. I hope they stay this way after I rinse them, but we'll see. Okay, so I have my gloves on. For this part, you do need to get some gloves. You can get gloves at the Dollar Tree or anywhere where plastic gloves are sold. Because what we're about to do now is rinse the dye out of the shoes. I do not recommend you rinse them in the washing machine. Typically you could, but I don't recommend that. I'm just gonna rinse mine by hand, and then I'm gonna sit them outside to air dry. I did add some dishwashing liquid to the shoe to help with the rinsing process. And it's very important to rinse the dye as much as you can out, unless you want pink socks, because the dye will stain your clothes if you do not rinse. So this is the final color, and the color did actually stay. I just thoroughly rinsed them out really good. I went all inside of the shoe. You have to rinse the outside really well. I even wrung out the tongue to make sure that the water was clear when it came out, which means that all the excess dye has been rinsed out. This is the final color, and they are so bomb. I cannot wait to rock these. I gotta get me something fresh to rock these with. I hope you guys loved this tutorial. Stay tuned for my next video. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Peace.